Denmark is the country with the worst alcohol problem of all. There is a local saying human natural blood lacks an alcohol concentration of 0.05%. With this 0.05% alcohol concentration, humans will become more confident and energetic. Of course, this claim can only deceive children. Adults don't believe it. Martin is a middle-aged man who is not good at words and rather old-fashioned. Can drinking make him an energetic person? Everyone present doesn't take this seriously. Martin is a history teacher. In his class, the students all seem so bored. Listening to him, the students don't know where they are wandering. Because the students' grades are not good, their parents publicly question him. One day, Martin suddenly thinks of the alcohol theory mentioned by his friends. He goes to the toilet and has a few drinks. Martin has also prepared alcohol tester to test his compliance. He now has an alcohol level in his blood about 50 milligrams per milliliter. Martin comes back to his class again. There's a dramatic change within him. He begins to talk freely. He describes to the students 3 presidential candidates, then asks the students a question: who is your ideal president? The students give their choices. All candidates sound like a good choice. Martin reveals the answer. The candidate's historical counterpart is Hitler. The students are surprised. The efficiency of this class is 100 times better than his usual class. The students also remember the historical facts. He also explains the truth: the world has never been what you expected. What makes these changes? Martin attributes it all to alcohol. Martin finds his 3 friends to share this discovery. His 3 friends are Peter, a music teacher, Nikolai, a psychological teacher, and Tommy, a PE teacher. The 3 others are going to experiment, too. According to the discovery, Nikolai writes a document. The direction is the change of alcohol to people. The alcohol program is very successful. One day, after class, the 4 teachers gather together. There's really something changing. The teachers cheer for the discovery. Meanwhile, Martin's relationship with his wife, Annika, also breaks under the influence of alcohol. Martin's long-lost proposal is to go boating with her. Annika is surprised and happy. She asks Martin what happens. Martin replies, "Nothing, just think of when you were young." That day, the 4 get together again. They are no longer satisfied with 0.05% alcohol. They want to increase the amount. Every day before class, Martin drinks as much as he can. After drinking, he staggers at school. In class, he talks frantically. None of the students understands what he is lecturing. And from time to time, in class, a burst of warm applause breaks out for no reason. The teacher's lecture is very good. It turns out that these teachers are doing the experiment. In Martin now, the blood alcohol concentration has increased from 50 milligrams per milliliter to 100 milligrams per milliliter. When hearing that the method is efficient, Nikolai and Tommy also follow. Just like that, alcohol makes them feel omnipotent. Until one day, Nikolai thinks to validate his research on the alcohol program, they also have to test high concentrations. The other 3 are startled. That means they have to drink more. Martin doesn't do it. He wants to go home early, but when he sees his friends pour out glasses of spirits, Martin is a little excited. He gets dressed, but he doesn't go out of his friend's house after all. Alcohol has no magic, but it makes him crave. His friends drink 1 cup after another. The final alcohol concentration has reached 180 milligrams per milliliter. They are staggering and coming to a supermarket. They want to help Nikolai buy fresh cod, but it's more like they're making trouble. The security drives them out. The 4 go fishing by the river. Finally, Nikolai stops them, telling them to leave the fish alone. They go for round 2. They are very happy. When they come out of the bar, it's late at night. That night, Nikolai climbs into bed with the experimenter, but he soon pees on the bed. His wife looks disgusted. She scolds him and tells him she will move out to live with her baby. Martin's condition is even worse. When he is found, his head is injured. Martin fell on the road. Martin's son comes. Though he is helpless, he still helps Martin out. When Martin sobers up, it is already the evening. Martin takes a deep breath at the dinner table. He apologizes to the children for being drunk last night. He doesn't expect that his son says, "Dad, you've been drunk for a long time, haven't you?" Martin is speechless. If a person is drunk, it's easy for other people to know it, but they just don't want to say it out loud. Annika tells the children to go out first. She wants to talk to Martin in private. It turns out that she has noticed his changes. She also says she is in love with someone else, so she wants to divorce Martin. Martin can't accept his wife's cheating. He walks out of the door. However, he and his friends all know that these things are caused by their alcohol problem. Who is to blame here? Nikolai's alcohol experiment ends up a failure. Now Martin doesn't drink anymore, but at home, he is left alone. In school, he also receives reports saying there's a teacher drinking in class. The school should strictly investigate. While the 3 teachers are still in shock, Tommy staggers through the door. It turns out that not everyone can successfully quit drinking. Tommy still can't let go of the bad habits. The headmaster reacts immediately. The person mentioned in the report is Tommy. Tommy is suspended. Martin takes him home. Looking at the mess in Tommy's house, Martin blames himself because he is the one who starts the alcohol experiment. Other friends have quit drinking successfully. Only Tommy is still deeply involved. Martin can't bear it. Tommy has always been alone. There is only one old dog to keep his company. Martin is going to spend more time with him. Tommy wants to open a bottle of wine to entertain Martin.
Tommy, tag den roligt.
Ja. Så er det roligt.
Tommy starts to get irritated. He tells Martin not to look after him all the time. Before Martin leaves, Tommy advises him if possible, he wants him to talk to his wife. The next day, Martin makes an appointment with his ex-wife. Martin frankly apologizes to his wife. His wife is moved to tears, but their marriage is like a cup of water. If it has broken, it can't be recovered. His wife leaves him for good this time. Time flies. In a blink of an eye, their students are going to graduate. Perhaps it moves Tommy. He thinks it's time. Tommy rents a boat. He's taking the old dog out to sea. Before leaving, he takes out the alcohol test. It seems like he still can't step out of the shadow. He goes to the sea and never comes back. Martin and others soon receive the news. Something has happened to Tommy. That day, Martin puts on his formal clothes and comes to the church to see Tommy off for the last time. There are many emotions in the people present at the funeral: upset, calm. The football team that Tommy trains is singing to their teacher.
For Tommy. For Tommy.
On the same day with the school graduation ceremony, Martin mingles with the students. Peter wants Martin to dance. Last time he danced was with Tommy. Martin takes a deep breath and jumps up with the crowd. The movie is Another Round. After the movie, do you have your own alcohol experiment?